Alright, so today's video we're watching a Plat 2 tank on PC, playing some Circuit Royale as Sigma. They say, hi everyone. This game was kind of intense. In the first round, I was struggling to protect my team against their DPS while pressuring the other team, and I just didn't know what to do against that. Sometimes my brain was just like, go and solo out the Widow. I knew it wouldn't work anyway, so I didn't. Also, I had a Pharah playing against 3 hit scans, which kind of made me go, brr, until she switched. Were you cold? I've mostly been playing tank since I started playing Overwatch 2 after its release, and I know I make mistakes, especially in the first round, and accept them, but I wasn't the issue in my opinion. My Torb told me to swap to Winston, but I didn't do that because I thought it would make everything even worse. I just want to know, if my Sigma gameplay is fine, what I could improve, and if I can climb if I keep continuing. Okay, so we're trying to figure out if you weren't the issue and what you can do to improve. Okay, I got it.
Attackers incoming.
Barrier initialized. Return
Playing okay positioning, but you're a little bit too close in the sense of, no, you're actually not even that close. I was just afraid you were taking a little bit too much damage, but it's fine. I play there as Sigma too. As long as you rotate correctly, you're fine. Just remember to rotate correctly. Good start. I will say, very good start. Shots. Good usage of cooldowns. Don't put your shield there. Use your E to get him out if you need to. I know E's a long cooldown, but sometimes that's how you get some over shield. He's spamming. A rank Plat. Good job so far. A little bit of a thing too. I think Sigma has actually gotten sneaky good, like even more so than before with that recent change where you do more like damage if you miss, essentially. But I don't think it will be noticed for a while until we get out of like the Orisa style meta that we've been seeing a lot of. Unless they do something like buff Hog or Mauga, then that's a whole different story, but. Here we go. Yep, Brock. So far, everything's fine. Actually been a pretty good start, I will say. You've had a good start here on Sigma. Yeah, the classic. That used to be one of my #1 issues I would do in Sigma 1v1s. I'll pause and do what that is. Be careful of going into your eat when you know they have rock, right? What I mean by that is, like, don't just sit there and, like, use your eat as part of your gameplay loop if the other Sigma is going to rock you. I used to have this issue on Sigma 1v1s where I would constantly go into my eat after using a shield, and it took me a while to break out of the habit of it. Just, like, remember that they have the capability of rocking you, and you would do the same to them. So think about that in those type of situations is all I'm saying. All right, see. Okay. Gotta love the random nanos. You can ult this. They use their bash, too. Yep, rock. Hey, good play. Just like with that Sigma. Remember, they have abilities to stop you, too. Alright, so I'm going to pause very quickly. We call this the I'm feeling it mode, and that's where you make a really good play, and your first reaction of your really good play is to counter with your own really cool play without realizing that you're down in numbers. So obviously, hindsight is here, don't do that. But I have seen this before. I think we've had it. It's like a heat check almost, you know what I mean? Like, you're like, yeah, oh, I'm popping off, I'm making plays, oh, this is looking great, and then you sit there and you pop your ability, and you go, uh-oh. And that's what just happened. So I'm just trying to get you to be a little bit wary of that type of situation where probably wasn't what you wanted to do, right? Like immediately popping your ultimate, as we saw. You were down in numbers to begin with. Like, let's say you kill that Ana. I'm going to be honest with you, it probably isn't going to lead to good results anyway. Remember, be ready to tap the point, but you will... By the way, if you're ever a Sigma player and you're going up against Sigma Brig, you will struggle a little bit against that front line. And you go, what do you mean they can break the shield? The problem is that basically Brig becomes an off tank in that comp, and that's what happens to you. So you're going to have to play your distance even more. And that should hopefully go to good results. I don't know why I said Zen. There's no Zen here, but
Back from the brink.
you definitely need to play your distance a little bit more. Obviously, you're trying to touch the point there and all that, so I get it. But I just want people playing Sigma to get wary of that matchup of just being, if you're Sigma versus Sigma Brig, you're going to have to play further back and spam them out to buy more time to be able to put your pressure. So you want to be even more further back than you normally would be. Ooh, I can. This is on you. Position's rough. Let's talk about this. When you go out here and you position, you need to think about one thing. Your teammates need to be there with you, right? So when you go out here to make this play and you're playing over here, I want you to tell me something. Where can your teammates help you? They can't shoot the enemy, and they certainly can't heal you. So don't go to this corner unless your teammates have position. If your teammates are set up, this makes more sense. But you just came back from a retake, and your teammates aren't even back yet. Be patient. Wait a second, all right? You don't have to run back out there. The cart can get to here. What's going to be more important? Going out here and getting rolled, and the cart pushes all the way through? Or you let the cart push to, like, here to give time for your retake, and then you win, or give yourself a better opportunity? You know what I'm saying? Realtor, thanks for the 4 months of the features process. Thank you. Appreciate it. So, I want to see you get out of that habit. Widow in front. Not worth. Play corner. Just play right here. Yep, rock. Nice rock. Trying to see if there's any ult opportunity. Let your shield have more time. You're throwing your shield out there with not much HP. If your teammates can't get around the corner in time, that's on them. These spams jump like me. Actually, hey, by the way, I've gotten better at not jumping as much, just so you know. I've gotten better at that. I want to point that out. It's helped me a lot. I'm still doing a lot, but I've gotten better at it, okay? I've gotten better at it. You use your shield for the Widow? Think about this. The Widow's getting the full value right now. Their Sigma's down. Just use your shield for the Widow, yes. But, like, that's what you want to do. Just give your shield more time. But, yeah, that's what you want to do. Yes, there you go. Much better. Good idea. That's how you do that. If you're ever Sigma and there's not a Sigma against you to worry about, use that shield to, like, basically pressure up the angle of Widow. Nice shield. A little bit of a tip I always say for people when how to use Sigma shield if you don't know what to do when you're not just using it like a default, like, sit back strat. Use it like a Zarya bubble. If that makes sense. So you use it like, oh, if they're going to go for a rock on me, I would Zarya bubble it. Think of that as the same concept, right? That's a way that you can kind of get away with using your shield like that. So this can be helpful. Here we go. Ana in front. Ana's low. Play corners. Just play corners. Don't peek. Don't peek. You don't need to peek. Just hide. I see this thing a lot of the time where tank players, keep in mind I'm one of them. I play tank a lot. Will not give their supports time to heal them, but then be upset they're not being healed. Here's my advice. Let your supports heal you in a spot where you're not taking a bunch of damage. Because your supports will eventually not be able to heal you through all of the damage. You're gonna die there, it's just reset. Yeah, well, a lot of you're asking the question of, like, why you drop shield a lot. That's because it's about managing your shield HP. This is on you. You just kind of went out there blasting. I always talk about the meme where I just started blasting. Like, right there was no plan to your play. It was just the ult to ult. In that situation, I would actually play it safer. Like, you know they have a Brig ult. Brig can bash you out of it. Like, you have to be a little bit smarter with that. Obviously, they have Ana, so you want to put your shield in a spot. Play cover there. There's no reason why they should be able to CC you out of that in that situation. Meanwhile, you'll probably watch me play Circuit Royale on Sigma today, and I'll get CC'd out of it. But listen, it's the thought that counts, okay? It's the thought that counts. I like the aggressive start here. You're just going right in. I'll take this. This is fine. This is good. Don't eat on Sigma. Oh, heck yeah. I like that. Glad to hear that, Lexi. Let's go. Good start, taking space control. Remember, as Sigma chat, there's this part where like people want Sigmas to play like you're playing Reinhardt. I'll always say this with Sigma. Sigma's about, you want to be aggressive, but you also want to zone out an area. You don't need to run in front of their face. All right? Because like that is where people play Sigma a little bit incorrectly at times, where you need to zone an area and control it with your damage and good like cooldown usage rather than just like slam your face into them. And sometimes people tell you to play Sigma like you're playing Reinhardt, and that's not how you want to do that. It's all about timing it. Okay, I'm glad you were doing the long videos. Let's go. Nice rock. Good reaction to their Sigma. Did you see how that Sigma kind of went on their own and like did their own thing? Like that's not, that type of aggression by Sigma I'm not a fan of, because like when you have sightlines here on Circuit Royale, so like the reason why Circuit Royale is so good for Sigma is because of these sightlines, right? They're always like straight, like straight narrow paths here. Do you see this? Like where like they're just like, you can just spam down them. So whenever a Sigma goes and like feeds up here, it's like, I've done it too, and I'm just like, after I get rolled, I go, why'd I do that? Because it's so dominant here as Sigma, where you can just spam down this hallway, and especially now, as Sigma, where Sigma like gets rewarded for like those like missed shots even more so now. To like give up that type of space and like that type of like value, it can be tough. So yeah, I'm just surprised their Sigma did that. That's why Circuit Royale is so good for Sigma, because you have basically what, 4 different ways. You start here, then you back up to here, and you can either go this way or that way to exit. Then you back up to here, then you back up to here, and then maybe here. So like, yeah, 4 or 5 ways, and you just keep spamming. That's how Sigma's always. Ever notice how whenever you play Circuit Royale, Sigma just dominates the damage? Have you ever noticed that, like in your games? Like Sigma, especially in like these maps, like Circuit Royale has like 10,000 more damage than everybody else. It's because of this sightlines in this map, because of how it plays. That's why Sigma's always like that. So I just wanted to show a little bit as to why Sigma's so good in this map, is because of how this map plays with these like straight, like narrow areas on the map where you just spam and farm damage the whole time. That's why Sigmas always have ult. Anyway, I was just pointing out why their Sigma made a mistake on that one, because they basically gave up the way they basically gave up the position that they shouldn't have. Hope that was helpful. Good counter to Sigma. There's one of them right there. Sombra's pretty good for hacking Sigma out of a lot of plays, but like a good overall. Like not even like I would not say, oh, they have a. Honestly, I'm gonna watch this play. To make it clear, I wouldn't say, oh, they have a Sigma go Sombra, but Sombra can do well against Sigma because of that. But what I will say, Sigma struggles against Brawl comps. Any type of hero that can get up in Sigma's face is where Sigma struggles. Straight up. Reinhardt. Ramatra. Orisa. Anything fast, anything really aggressive and like that is going to make Sigma struggle. That's why Sigma isn't currently meta right now. In top 500 or like OWCS, you might see Sigma here and there on like very niche maps. It's because it's a Brawl meta right now with Orisa comps, right? You just run in as Orisa, or like you run in with like a Juno comp, and before that it was Ramatra, sometimes Rein, etc. Sigma struggles against that. That's been Sigma's hard counter forever. That's why you'll see Sigma not be played for a while, and that's why you'll also see Sigma be played a ton when Brawl isn't as strong. So I'm okay playing against Zarya as Sigma, mainly because it's all about just playing your distance and recognizing the play they're doing. But I can see why that matchup is also not fun to play against for people. So I put that more like the 50-50. Remember how I did that D.Va video a long time ago, where I had like strong matchups, you know, bad matchups, and then like kind of like 50-50 ones? I would kind of put Zarya in that 50-50 one, because people look at, oh, you can like left click through a Sigma's. You can left click through a Sigma's like eat or like beam through it. Also, nice job here. But at the same time, Zarya has to get to that Sigma in time. And a Zarya who's running into your team is like forced to use all their bubbles. So like with a slightly proper disengage, Zarya kind of hits that 50-50 mark. Rein versus Sigma, I give the advantage to Rein. 100%. Unless it's like a slow comp. Like if the meta's like Zen, Ana, like that Rein ain't gonna do that well against the Sigma, but that's more support line based and it is tank based. What was that, Kitsune? That was a really good Kitsune. I didn't even react to it because it was so good. Yep, it was so good. Dude, I hate playing against a Sombra as Sigma because, like, I can never use my ult in the way that I want to. But Reagan's is plat. You know what I mean? Because, like, you always are, like... I would go now with your ult. Or to help with, like, now. No, go, go! Oh, no, you lost your timing. Timings! Okay, I want to explain why I would have ulted that timing. So I'm going to explain it, like, in a fun way here. So the reason why you go for that timing is because you just saw them translocate. So immediately, if you ult them all there, Sombra won't be able to hack you and you have their whole team in the air, right? At the very worst, and you don't know where they're at on EMP, they're going to EMP to counter your ultimate. And then they might even be out of range, which is still good. I'll take a Sigma ultimate for an EMP trade any day of the week. But in that situation, and I want to show you here why the timing's so strong, I think it's better. Also, I want to get a little bit of feedback on. I want to get a little bit of feedback on spectating stuff, chat. For anybody watching this on YouTube or like when you watch this video or like watching live right now, do you like when I slightly break it down a bit more like this, where I go back like 15 seconds and show why I like the timing, rather than just say like this is a good timing to do it? I'm not trying to overdo this and like flood it with information, but I'm trying to find like a middle ground of like this is why I like this timing, and that's it. I'm not going to do it for every play. But, like, I think adding this in, okay. Making sure people like that, okay. I'm just curious in that one. I don't want to overdo it, though, because sometimes it's, like, information overload, too, where if I give you too much information on stuff, it can, like, it's just, like, there's a lot to pick up on. So I want to add just a little bit of, like, stuff on it. Is that good? Okay, cool. Anyway, sorry. It's just good to get that feedback, because I can get it live. So, let me show you. So, one of the issues with Sigma Ultimate, you ready? It can get hacked very easily. It is a very CCable ultimate. It's frustrating. Always has been. Sigma Ultimate is one of those ultimates that it feels like it should be unreal, and sometimes it isn't. And finding the right timings for Sigma Ultimates is what makes such good Sigma Ultimates. So, right away, if I'm a Sigma, I'm looking at this, I'm going, holy crap, they're starting to get into, like, stacked mode. Like, they're stacked. Like, look where they're at. They're right there. Now, watch. Behind you, you hear the Sombra hack somebody. And then watch. You go for them, and then boom. They translocate right here. So now you know that Sombra can't hack you right away. And chat, look at this on what we see. And the vision from the Sigma, watch, is just as good. Do you see this? So what I would do right away here, I ult this. And because you have cover here, you don't have to worry too much about this Sigma rocking you, if they even can, because you have covers. You see the natural cover around the map? You hit your button right away. And this is where I talk about playmaking. Sombra just translocated here. You hit your button right away, you're getting 4, maybe 5 in this ultimate, and you have cover to go with it. Right? Now, listen, if the Ana hits a good sleep, great. If the Sombra counters you with EMP, that's what you want, because you're going to get the ult out. If the Sigma hits a rock, good for them. But this is the playmaking ability I want you to go for. Right there. Look at that. Easy ultimate. Easy ultimate. So, that's what I wanted to show you. Like, hit that button, ult that, and you have your whole team here, except for your Moira, but you're fine. I like that ultimate. I like this timing. I think you go for that. Worst comes to worst, they trade ultimates, and that's still fine with me, especially when you have to kind of play this mini game of getting the Sombra not to be near you. So, anyway, that's why I wanted to show that timing. All right? You could ult again here, too, if you want to, because you just lost the, your Moira's back, and the Sombra's dead. So once again, take that opportunity. Okay? Are there a video on Soldier? Probably. If you go to my YouTube, I have a ton of spectating videos on there. So. Ended up being a good ult, so no complaints on that one. The nano helped, so good ult timing. I was a little bit concerned the Sombra might try to go for the hack, but I didn't see if you were pre-hacked before that, so maybe you were fine, but ended up working out. Good ult. I still think the ult probably would have been good timing regardless. Nice rocks. Mechanically, I've seen some good things out of you, by the way. Mechanically, I've seen some good things out of you, so that's a good sign for Sigma. This is the part that I get slightly concerned with your gameplay. Sometimes you try to get too brawl heavy when they're able to out-brawl you. That's more recognizing what they have. But that's why you're having to fall back like that. So, no eat on Sigma. You know they don't have ultimate. Good shield usage. I would have shielded that, by the way. So you went to pop Eat to help your Cassidy, but the shield is a much wider range for you. So, nice rock to stop the Eat. Remember, by the way, if you ever... I just want to... For anybody playing Sigma, if you ever have the opportunity to rock a Sigma out of their Eat, it's very important because it also gets rid of the overshield. So the way it works with Sigma is that when you Eat, any of the damage you absorb contributes to an overshield. So you ever notice that sometimes Sigma has a lot more HP? It's like the green HP on the bar. If you rock them during their Eat, any of the damage they absorbed, it does not give that to them. So let's say they absorbed 400 damage during their Eat, and then you rock them, it's not going to give them 400 shield, right? It's not going to give them 400 shield worth of overshield, or like, you know, the equivalent of whatever percentage that is. It's going to not give them any of that. So it's very important to rock that when you know they don't have like their ultimate and stuff like that, okay? So hope that's helpful on that side. Okay, let's continue on. Let's go. This is fine to Brawl now because they're down in numbers. Yep, rock. Nice job. Your support ult usage on your team has certainly been something. Certainly been something. How do you play Mercy? How do you play? You have 20,000 heals and you get blamed for losing, and your Echo had 9 limbs? It just sounds like they wanted somebody to blame. And that's rank for you sometimes. You can ult this if you want to. The Brig just bashed. Once again, timing right there, chat. Going for like the ultimate there could have been a possibility. This one's okay. I don't mind that one because the Sombra's dead. But ult. So the first time you didn't take, the second one was great. Nice job. Good play. Well done. Didn't take the first time and took the second one the moment you saw it. I'm okay with that. I'm more just pointing out timings. They have a Rein now, so just be careful. You might want to play up. Not like up towards the Rein, but up towards the left side until the Rein goes to you, then back up. Now slowly... Yeah, you're doing the right play so far. Yeah, definitely back, definitely back. Keep backing. This is good, the Rein charge. This is the last thing that Rein should have done. That's good for you. That's really good for you. Go in. You have to go into this one. Shield to the right, shield to the... Yep, good shield. You shield to the right to prevent any of that, like, side note. Now, I want you to drop your shield and put it towards Ana. Good job. Very well played. You put the shield towards Ana because it's going to force the Ana to go to a different location. So far, so good. No issues with that. Shield off one of the spawn doors in a second. One of the spawn doors. Probably left side because the right side's clear. Ends up working out because you didn't shield it because they EMP'd it, so this is good. Rein's dead. You got the point. They can't do anything there. Good job. Yeah, good job. Good sequence right there at the end of the map. That was really well played. I mean, the third point is just about spamming out hallways. It's the same thing as first point. It's once again why Sigma's always the one that farms the most damage on these maps, is because of that specifically, so. You were stuck in low bronze 2018, you finally played lumber comp and got to high silver, low gold. Oh, heck yeah, I'm glad you enjoy the spectating videos. Let's go. Heck yeah. I'm glad they've been helpful for people. I really do enjoy that. That's the best part, isn't it? Good damage. Taking map control. They no longer have a Brig, so you can be a bit more aggro now if you want to be. They probably haven't had a Brig for a while. I just realized it now. Shield. Okay, one issue you do have is your shield usage sometimes, is you kind of let your low HP shield get rolled a lot. Like, you never let it get back to full when, like, you need to find time and an opportunity to do that. So, like, that corner, like, right here beforehand, before you turn that corner, that was a great time to do that. Like, you notice how your shield's never back to full? You have plenty of opportunity. Just wait it out. All right. Wait for it. They're on Rein now, so they can be a bit aggro on you. Keep spamming up there for now. You're good. Good damage. Good everything there. Don't be afraid to ult this, especially in OT. Good ult. Good play. Try to rock the Moira ult. I respect it. You should be fine, though. I don't think you lose this. Be ready for Shatter. They do have Shatter. Good job blocking it for yourself. I mean, they got one of your teammates, but blocking it for yourself saved everybody else behind you. Nice job. Wonderfully played by you. That was a good job. Here we go. Yeah, that was well played. Oh yeah, I like Sig mirror matchups. It's always fun. And I don't know if it's just me. Obviously, we have a lot of Sigma matchups where we'll do really well. But even like when you play Sigma and you get rolled by the other Sigma, sometimes you're just like, damn, that was just a good play. I don't know, that's just me. Maybe that's just me on Sigma, but like, sometimes when I'm playing that character, I'm just like, you know what? That was just a good play. Nice job. Like, I don't even, like, that felt fair. You know what I mean? Whenever it's like a Sigma versus Sigma matchup, it's just like, you're like, you know what? I got nothing on that one. You just made a good play. Like even if like a Sigma gets nanoed, I can find ways to play around that a little bit, right? I can be like, okay, they got nanoed. I can still kind of outplay this, right? Sometimes if you're Rein versus Rein and they nano your Rein, you're like, I need help, please. You know what I mean? Like, someone help me. And then when that doesn't happen, you're just like, okay, like that's, you know, you can't do anything. But I feel like Sigma duels are one of those ones where even if I get rolled, I'm like, that was just a good play. Except when there's like a Sombra and they keep hacking you or something, right? That's a different story, but like, you know. Good job, though. This has been a really good push by your team. Really good push.
I'm on fire.
Now, if chat's wondering why I'm not like saying go push up here, go get plays, chat has seen enough of my games to know that any time that I back away from this ever. Like, anytime I ever back away from any of these points, right, what happens, chat? In overtime, everybody gets off the cart. Everybody gets off the cart. So you know what? If you want to be a statue on the cart in overtime, I don't blame you. Is there strategy where you should not stand AFK in the cart? Absolutely. Without a doubt, I can say there is strategy to that. Do not, you know, you want to get off the cart if you can. But my teammates refuse to stay on the cart in overtime. I ain't dealing with that. So, if you want an AFK cart, I'm not going to be mad. Your shield. That's been your number one issue, by the way, is your shield management. Why is your shield just sitting there? Even if you're trying to help with a sightline, there's no reason to go into this fight with a shield that's not at full HP. Yep, Rock, you know you can get away with the Rock early because you know that they don't have Sigma ult because they just swapped from Rein. The moment you get your ult, you launch this. No, save it. Ult now. Good ult. Be careful, they do have Rock. You did get the Moira. Nice job on getting the Moira. Okay, there's a slight mistake you made here. Yep. Okay. I'm kind of glad you went with that play. I'm gonna show you something. In this situation, I need you to help your Ana. Okay? And I'm gonna explain why. The first step here is fine, right? You put your shield here, and you're like, oh, I killed the Ana. The problem you're gonna run into is that it's a 2v2 with a Torb turret here. So, I would rather see you actually shield off the Ana and then turn around and help the Sigma. If I'm correct, your Rock cooldown's like on like, what, 1 or 2 seconds left? Your Rock can literally keep your Ana alive. You can stay in cart range. You can keep moving your shield if you need to for the Ana, but the Ana has to push all the way around here, which puts them out of position. Also in line of sight of a Torb turret. So, point I'm making here is, in this situation, you turn around and help your Ana. Because it's overtime, I'm not going to be as, like, I'm not going to look at this type of situation as much in, like, there's 3 minutes left on the clock type of scenario. This is you turn around and make sure your Ana stays alive, otherwise you're not winning the team fight. There's no clutch that's going to happen here. You already used your ultimate, all that stuff. So, instead, and yeah, you're 2 seconds on your Rock. If you would have had your Rock right here, even then, if you had turned around and done damage, Sigma's probably at about 65% HP, maybe 50% HP. You hit your Rock, you've been very accurate with them. Torb turret's still alive, you probably take this, yeah. So I still think even after seeing the timings on that, I still like that play. You have your Rock, you kill the Sigma. And then by the time you go there, the Sigma gets the HP on you, did the damage that you would have done, and then yeah, that's it. So. Yep. I would say that was definitely the correct play there, is to help your Ana in that specific overtime situation. But anyway, Very niche, still a really good point. Still a really good push by you. So, I'm not complaining if that's the push we just had as a team. I am not complaining if that's the push we just had. Anyway, let's continue on. What I was going to say to that question is, to be honest, even use the shield to block for my Ana. I think that's a little bit too risky at that point because the Ana can then get value on their team. So, I actually would recommend... I get the idea of blocking the shield for Ana, and I think this goes back to if it's a 3-minute left on the clock situation. But if you drop the shield and you put it towards your Ana there's one, no guarantee it's going to save the Ana. And number two, you're going to give free heals from the other Ana behind you. So I'd rather you zone out as someone in the chat just said, I'd rather you zone out the enemy Ana to prevent heals on their Sigma and take the odds that you can out-damage them in time and force their Ana out of position, which, once again, there's a Torp turret alive, which then can help against the Ana and then also shoot the Sigma. So I take those odds there. Right now, obviously, there's a lot happening. So, like, for me, I get to be in the opportunity of, like, hindsight. So I get to watch this. I get to go, okay, that's clearly a mistake in that situation. But, I mean, I'm not even saying I would make that direct play. Probably would go to Hell My Ana. I generally play more towards PL heavy sometimes than, like, go for backline trades in overtime. But who knows? It's all hindsight, right? So that's why we bring it up and talk about why it would have worked that way. Cool. Anyway, go back here. Sorry. Sigma time. No shift on Sigma. Back up if you can. That's on your Torb, out of position. That's on your Mercy, out of position. Shield. Yeah, your number one issue, by the way, is your shield usage. And let me rephrase that. Your shield HP management. The way you use your shield is good. The way you manage your shield's HP has not been good. And I think if you clean that up, you're gonna climb even more. 100%. When the season resets, next Tuesday. The 15th is the new season. Here we go. You've been playing a very good Sigma, though. For Plat, this has been very good, by the way. Just want you to know that. So, mechanically, you're definitely going in the right direction. Play it safe. I mean, yup rock again. What else can I say? And I'm sorry I haven't said anything during team fight. I want to see how it plays out. You and your teammates played that perfectly. I love that. That was great. So I'm going to explain what I loved about that whole scenario. I'm not going to go back and like... So what I really liked about that was this. So that type of situation was a play the odds type of situation. And I want to explain why. So if you're the defensive team there and you have a little bit of wiggle room, this is a situation where they have halfway through third point, where their team has to overextend to use their ultimates. So when they started to pop all their ultimates at once, right? There was a time in there. Actually, I'll just showcase it. There was a time in here where I'm sure everybody was like, wait a second, why not? Why not? Now, I want to show something. It's about around, was it around here, maybe? It might have been even before this. Let me see if I can find the timing. Okay, yeah, this is going to be it. I'll show you in a second. Just waiting. You hit the rock. You're ready to go. So... it's around this timing, right, where people are probably like, are we going for this? Right? Is this it? Or is this the team fight? Is this the win? Right? Barra goes in. I think you might trade on somebody here. Now you're like, okay, Sigma's at half HP. They kill the Widow. But then this happens. They nano the Sigma. So A lot of the time, players go, okay, I'm going to go in here and ult this. We're going to go and win this. But now what's the problem here that I see? I want to play the odds in this situation. And this is why I was very happy to see the result of how this play went. Rather than try to force a play here, I would look up at the clock and go, there's 32 seconds right now on this clock. Even if we win this team fight right now, I still think their team can come back and win. I go, okay, I'm going to back away and play the corner. Go back here. Wait for your teammates, play here, and take a team fight after they go here, right? You said exactly your thought you would ult here? That's what I'm saying. That's why I figured you would look at that and go, you said there's 2 teammates dead? Yeah, but sometimes, like, if you lose 2 teammates in a situation, you know, I still think, like, you can ult and win a game. But when I watch this, I go, you would ult this? You know what happened? You'd be stuck ulting the Sigma. They have people back here all farther away. Even if you overextend to kill them, no one can follow up. So right now you're like, okay, got to back up. That's why I like that, because there's 30 seconds on the clock and you can't win the team fight. So what you do is exactly what you're supposed to do. You start to back up, you keep your teammates alive, you play angles, and you end up back here. Now you're back here. Now these players here have lost value, except on your Torb. Obviously your Torb has struggled with position a little bit, so is what it is, right? But your Torb eventually gets out. You're back into safety now. Now the only person who can actually follow up and get kills on you right now is Sigma. Their Widow eventually is going to grapple over here to try to get the angle, but let's be honest with you. Sitting right here as a Widow is not advantageous to this angle. Obviously, the Widow needs to go up here, so it's a bad position by the Widow. So the Widow will grapple over here. Now you're in a good spot because the Widow has used their grapple. You don't have to worry about this Widow being able to survive anything you want to do. Your Ana stays here. Your teammates are now coming back from spawn, which is where they're safe at, right? They'll be back soon. You've now survived. You have 20 seconds on the clock, which means now you're in last fight territory, which means if you do all in your ults, you win. So now you get here. Your Ana nanos you. You get purpled. It is what it is, right? It is what it is. It happens. You get purpled, but you survive because the Sigma can't push past, because if they push past, you're kind of hacked. Truthfully, if I was that Sigma, I might have pushed past that, but that's of the more ults. Now you're nanoed. You use your ultimate to help. You get 2 in the ultimate. You take back point control. They have to use their ults defensively. Once again, being proactive is the way to play it, and boom, you win the game. Obviously, your team ends up clutching it. Your Mercy does a good job valking the point. Really good job by your supports keeping you alive, but that is why I really like the way you played that, because in that situation, a lot of people, right, they want to just, like, use that ult with 30 seconds left, but I think even if you ult with 30 seconds left, you may not win the game. So instead, your teammates win it, you get the kill, you clutch it out, and it was perfect. That's why I was so happy to see that sequence, because, like, in order to, like, consistently climb, it's plays like that in my opinion, will make or break climbing. So, really like that. That was a good job understanding the situation, understanding that, like... Now, chat, the next question here is, if that was overtime in that 3v4, I probably ult that, because my teammates won't get back as quick because of overtime spawn. So I'm playing the odds of, or I save my ultimate for 3rd point. Actually, technically, you would save your ultimate for 3rd point, and then just come back with all your ultimates. So you're kind of in like an advantageous situation there where they're forced to use their ults. So you could have even saved your ultimate technically for 3rd and did the same thing. So good job. I definitely think you're going to climb out of plat soon. I do think your number 1 issue is your shield management, not necessarily from how you use your shield. I'm talking about your uptime on shield. It's okay to drop your shield more. Next thing I want you to practice when you're playing Sigma is find more time-ins on each parts of the map to get your shield back to full HP. Understand, like, this is a good spot for me to drop my shield and get it back to full HP. Do that, and I think you'll climb. That's what's going to stop you as you start to lose more games, because mechanically, I think you're doing great. Mechanics were wonderful. Good job on that. But that shield management becomes a huge part of climbing as Sigma. So improve in that area, and I think you'll climb. You absolutely got this. Absolutely got this. If you like this video, make sure to like button. Subscribe to the YouTube if you haven't. Leave a comment. All that helps. If you want to submit your own spectating, look in the description below. You'll see my Discord. We also stream on Twitch. You can see below the webcam. There's the chat, so stop by if you haven't. We also stream on YouTube. We have a lot of fun here. With that being said, I hope you have an amazing day / night.